The purpose of this video is to show you how to create a custom pre-approval notice. This is going to be something that's different than anything any other lender has offered at this point. It's truly unique in the industry because before this system was created, there was no legal way for a loan officer to share the information that you're going to be able to share and create in this new letter. So I'm excited about this, and hopefully you will be too. You're going to want to start with this plus PAN button. That's our acronym for pre-approval notice. Select that, and it's going to ask you some information that's needed on every letter to start. So things like, how much do you want to offer on the home? Okay. It will also ask you what the taxes are on the home, and it's talking about the annual taxes. You can get this from the listing. It's actually an important thing for you because it affects your payment. It affects your payment sometimes more than the interest rate you choose. Often more, actually. Do you have HOA dues, which is Homeowners Association dues, or not? Let's pretend you do. You're going to hit yes. Then you're going to put in the amount. I'm going to keep it, let's just say it's $100 a month for this association. That's really low, but let's just pretend it is. Now it's going to give you your payment. It'll tell you your principal and interest. It'll tell you your second mortgage if you do have one, your insurance, your taxes, your monthly MI if there's mortgage insurance, and how much your HOA dues are. This is going to give you your total payment. Sometimes when you have a second mortgage payment, you'll have a qualifying payment that's different from your payment, and so we would show that. And then your maximum payment. This is the most you can spend monthly and still qualify for a loan. Often the number won't be a round number. I just made this simple. Then you're going to want to continue. Then you're going to need to pick the closing date, and I want to remind you that you can't close on a weekend or a banking holiday, and you need to give your lender enough time to close. So you're going to need to find out from your lender what that is. Our system programmed in the date, but it's good to have a conversation with your lender about that. You're going to want your street address in here for the property that you're purchasing. This is usually going to print on the letter. So I've got some that I've pre-done, so it pre-fills for me. Now, here's where you choose whether you want a custom notice. I have a different one that shows you the basic notice, and that's right here, and it's very, very simple. The custom notice is more detailed. It takes longer to produce. I'm going to show it to you right now. So you're going to want to select this. You're going to have to choose. Some loan officers will have you choose whether you want to have price, address, or price and address. Many lenders don't allow you to put either price or address depending on their policy, so they might have these buttons disabled, in which case if there's only one option, you won't see the screen. So if you don't see the screen, don't panic. In my system, I have both of these disabled and only the address is enabled, so it doesn't even show the screen because there is no choice. Okay, so now this is, do you want to have a cover letter to the sellers? Okay, a cover letter to the sellers is great to sell them on why they should accept your offer over another. Multiple stories about people who have gotten it approved. Here we have instructions for how to create that letter. I'm not going to read those to you now, but it's very important that you read them. This is actually crafted by a realtor who is excellent at this, and they actually have sample language in here that worked to get a house when the people didn't even make the highest offer on the house. Now, I'm not telling you that you're going to get your offer accepted by making lowball offers just because you have a letter, a cover letter, but sometimes you won't be the highest offer with a cover letter and you'll still get accepted. And certainly if you are the highest offer, it's just going to help that much more. Now scrolling down here, you're going to have the address of the property listed here. Our system will auto-generate this at some point, but right now you have to enter it in. It's very important on one of these letters that you include a picture. You're trying to personalize this. You're trying to woo the sellers. So you want to have a personal letter. I'm going to put a picture of my family in. If you have family, that's the kind of thing. If you have a dog, it's great to put that in. You want to make this a personal thing. This is a professional photo. In general, we recommend that the photos are not professional. We want them, we want this letter to feel not too slick. We want it to feel like it's you writing the letter. Now we're going to have a recap of some of the bullet points from that those instructions, just to remind you. You're going to want to type over this. I'm going to just quickly get some text. Let's see here. Let's just take this sorry, cover letter to seller. So this is actually a letter from a realtor to the sellers. But I'm just going to take this text in to show you what I mean. I was on the wrong one. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to paste the text in. Normally you would write this. This part of the process would probably be the part that would take the longest, is to write this cover letter, because it should be well thought out. You can add other pictures if needed, right? This is the top picture, but if you want to add other pictures, you can add media, select something, and insert it into the post, and it'll have instructions how to do that. If you want to change any wording, you can, or any of the fonts or something, you can do that here. Okay, going to hit continue to the next step. Share or not to share. This is where the system truly gets unique. You can share things like a 700 credit score is pretty good. It's certainly good enough for sellers to know about, so you might want to share that. If your credit score was closer to 600, I wouldn't recommend it. But if it's 680 or above, probably worth sharing, and certainly 700 and above is. So you can choose individually what to share if you want. Maybe you don't want to share your down payment. I don't see why not. It's got to be in the purchase agreement in most states anyway. But maybe you don't share who it's underwritten by, this business channel, who's it underwritten by. Or maybe you don't share met with in person because you didn't meet with them in person. So you can individually share, or you can just choose to share all if you're happy to share all of it. I can tell you that if you do share all, this is something that would be totally unique and transparent, and really can help be upfront and honest with the sellers. Even if there's a little bit of negativity in here, if you're honest and you present yourselves that way, you're showing things that others haven't. Okay, this includes the comments down here. They're not required to share, but usually the comments are probably one of the best things to share, because usually it's the loan officer explaining something above here. So generally I would recommend sharing those. You'll hit continue to next, and then it's going to give you a chance to preview it, right? So you're going to get to see your picture. You're going to get to see how the letter looks. You'll see the offer letter. This is the logo of the lender, and what the lender has said about you. Okay, maybe you say, you know what, maybe we don't want to talk about, maybe we don't want to share these gift funds. Well, you can go back if you want and change that. So here's the comments. Here is some more about the pre-approval, how much you need for closing cost assistance, stuff like that. Then it's going to talk about your lender. This is going to help sell the sellers on your lender, which is an important process to them. They want to know that your lender is good enough to close. So it's going to have things like their reviews from Zillow, if they have reviews on Zillow, and other information. If you want to go back and alter something, just hit the back button. If you don't, agree to authorize the release of the information. You should know that this information is protected and you're not obligated to release it. Okay, this is your choice to release this information, and the lender couldn't release it, only you can. Assuming that's the case, hit issue pan, and it's going to email off everything you're going to need to make your offer to you, your buyer's agent, and to your loan officer. If you have any questions, please see our other videos for more information.